Hello there, it is me, Alexander Wrights, and today we are going to be looking at the Hobonichi Techo 2025. I picked this up the start of this year, and so far I've actually been pretty faithful to using it every single day. So today I'm just going to show you just initial thoughts of this, why I decided to switch from a daily journal, and then how I use this and how I want to continue to use this for 2025. So if you're like me and you enjoy stationery content, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. I tend to post pretty regular content on just stationery things. I do have a couple of videos down the pipeline that I'm pretty excited to share with you, but I don't have anything to say at this moment. But today we'll be talking about this planner and just whether it is something that you want to try or not. So hope you enjoyed the video. So when I was looking into different planners for the new year, I had considered making the switch to more of a daily format. The journal that I currently use is just a blank notebook, and there isn't really a way of making sure that I'm making daily entries on a regular basis. It's something that I just kind of hold myself to, and sometimes that longer format journaling is a little bit lost in translation. So I wanted to see and try something different. And so after doing quite a bit of research online, looking at different planner companies, I kind of stumbled across this, which is the Hobonichi Techo 2025. This is a Monday start, so each week starts on Monday, and it is the full 12 months. If you want to get one in the spring, they do have one that starts in the spring. So if you're seeing this video and you do want to try one of these out, they do have an option to have one that starts, I believe in April, sorry. But I got mine January 1st, and I have been using it every single day. And so I'm just going to kind of briefly go over what my thoughts are. First of all, it's pretty small, which is nice. It fits in the pocket. Here's a Kindle for comparison. So it's about the same size as that. And then here's that Lock Beam Mini field guide we did last week, or not last week, but last month. So it's the same size as that. It doesn't fit in this, which is a little bit of a bummer. I think it sticks out just a little too much, but I don't believe that the Lock Beam was designed to house one of these, so that's quite all right. And then lastly, that Galen Leather Expansifolio pen case. It actually fits perfectly in here, so if you wanted to take some pens out and then store this inside of it and zip it up, it actually would work perfectly. Galen Leather also makes cases for these, and as well as there's a lot of different ones that the actual company sells. And I'll put a link in the description to their website. I bought mine on Amazon for $39, but you can purchase them directly through their company. It's a Japanese company, so if you live in the States, it will take some time to get to you, but just keep in mind, if you buy it through them, I think they throw in a couple extra bonuses, like a pen, some stickers. I bought mine just on Amazon because I wanted to get it before the start of the new year, having found out about this product very close to the end of last year. So what do I use this for? I use this for keeping track of my daily writing goal, what books I'm reading, what songs that I'm listening to, and a couple other things that are a little bit more personal, but I'll go over the major structure of my Hobonichi. So there's just a little sticker in here that I put. The first section I'll show you. So this is just a overview of my year. It doesn't have a lot in it now. You'll see that I have a due date for my next draft, which is the 26th of March. So I'm almost halfway through that, and so I keep track of the goal, and I'll show you how I keep track of word count. But essentially, the way that this is designed is every day has its own page. The beginning of every month has a blank page, so you'll see this is just a calendar, and so I have some things in here that I have marked down. But the beginning of every month, and this is February, so I just did this one, we'll have a blank sheet, and so that usually tends to be like, what is my verse of the month? And this one is from Psalms. And then I have a goal. This tends to fill up. So my first goal that I've written down is just to write 15,000 words. It will have more things in here, but it's just an overall goal for me for the month. And then you'll see as I get into this, I'll go into a little bit more. So each day I will always put what book I'm reading. So I was reading The Rose Code on Thursday of last week by Kate Quinn. And the song of the day was a cover And same here with this, reading the Rose Code. Song of the day was a song by Piano House. And typically what I'll do is I'll put the daily verse. This tends to come from YouVersion, and I'll write that in here just to kind of focus my mind on some things. And then I'll put it in my word count goals. So each day I have 1,000 words that I want to write. And so I'll put a little square here, and once I meet that, I'll fill it in. And then bonus words, I typically will write a little bit more than 1,000 words, and so I'll just keep track of those. And I will keep a total at the very bottom. So my total words for this day would have been 16,000. This day would be 17,000. And then this day I haven't logged it yet, but I did meet my goal. So it would be 18,000. And then today is Sunday, which would be 19,000, and so on and so forth. I find that $1,000 words per day is pretty obtainable for me, especially when I use my free write device, which is amazing when it comes to doing that. So for today, I'll just kind of take you through what I do. So again, this is Kaveco Sport. So this paper is very, very good paper. It is Toma River. And so you don't need to worry about fountain pens bleeding through. I've used broad nib, I've used fine nib, extra fine. It doesn't really make a difference, but you have good paper quality no matter what. So song of the day, I haven't listened to any music today. Song of the day. So I may not be able to write this one down. And then I did finish the Rose Code last night, so I'll have to find out what I'm going to be reading next. But this is just very basic what I do for the day. Put the verse here. And then daily word count. And then today it'll be another 1,000 words. Make a little checkbox for me. And then at the very bottom of the page, I will put total words. I'll show you where I kind of keep track of this a little bit further. So that's that. And so that's kind of what I fill out in the day. I will probably fill out the verse and then that stuff later. But this is kind of how I start my day every day. Just intentional time to sit down and reflect on what's important and what I want to accomplish. I do have other goals, but these days have been pretty writing focused. In the back, I have a graph chart of all of the words that I've written. So in December, I wrote 1,000. In January, I wrote 11.5, and then in February my goal is to write 15. So by the end of June, and this is for several months, I know my goal for my book is to have it for draft 1 finished. That doesn't mean I won't stop writing while I'm working on this draft, so I just keep track of that, which kind of brings me to my point that this is super helpful to keep track of what I consider micro goals, so smaller goals. Writing a book is a pretty enormous task. And so breaking it down into more bite-sized chunks tends to help me actually accomplish that goal rather than sitting down and like, okay, I have 50,000 words to write in 1 month. I'll write 1,000 words a day. And sometimes I'll break it down even further and write 500 words in a session and have 2 sessions in a day. So basically this is just something to track progress for those goals, but also to have intentional time where I'm actually logging what's happening on certain days and whether I'm meeting those goals or not. So I will say there are a couple negatives that I have found already with this, is it tends to be, like I said, small, and I have fairly big handwriting, so I've had to really shrink down how I write. And so if you are like me and you have big penmanship, this is an opportunity to try to shrink that down and try to make things fit. If you wanted to write bigger, I suppose you could. You'd just be very limited to the space that you have. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to discuss. I have been pretty faithful through the beginning of January until this day. So far, this New Year's resolution of keeping track of things and starting to have it and continuing it is being more successful than in the past. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll have another video to post about my 1-year review with the Hobonichi Techo 2025 planner in the A6 size. and then we'll see if it's something to repeat for the next year or if I'm going to completely abandon it and go back to something else. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this was informative, and then stay tuned for some more content on free writes, pens, and some new products from Lockbee. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.